In 2024, the world economy maintained the growth rate shown in the previous years. International trade regained dynamism. The growth rate of the world's economies was uneven. A moderate increase was recorded in most industrialized countries, whereas a strong expansion was reported in emerging areas. In Asia, China, and India, even if growing, slowed down their pace. Japan returned to stagnation. The United Kingdom experienced a slight recovery. The Eurozone grew slightly more than last year. GDP increase in the USA was stronger. In the European Union, France highlighted a positive outcome, improving its performance. But once again, it was Spain that achieved the best result. Italy was weak. Only Germany did worse. In 2024, the world's machine tool output stood at €77.3 billion, down from the previous year. Asia was confirmed as the first area with regard to contribution to the production of the sector, followed by Europe. The Americas were far behind. Consumption also dropped, stopping below €75 billion. The overall outcome was due to the heavy fall in demand from Europe. The drop in consumption in the Americas was more moderate. On the contrary, Asia held up. International trade suffered more than production. In 2024, the world ranking of machine tool manufacturing countries remained unchanged. At the top was China, followed now at a great distance by Germany, Japan, the United States, and Italy. On the other hand, in the ranking of the main exporting countries, Germany was in the leading position, followed by China, Japan, and Italy. The United States came in fifth place. Considered on the whole, i.e., by adding up the values of machine tools, robots, and automation systems, the Italian output of the sector fell to €6.3 billion in 2024. If we also consider, in addition to the production of machines, the manufacturing of parts, tools, numerical controls, and services to machines, the economic value of the sector amounted to a little more than €9 billion. In 2024, the order index continued to decrease, following the trend already started at the beginning of 2022. In particular, the index dropped by 5.6% on average per year, minus 3% domestic orders, minus 7.5% foreign orders. Consumption plummeted by 36.3% as a result of the heavy reduction both in domestic deliveries and imports. Despite the downturn, the market share covered by foreign supply remained at the usual levels. The outcome was different with regard to exports, which confirmed a positive trend, thus leading to a considerable leap forward in the trade balance. The utilization rate of production capacity decreased by almost 10 points. The order portfolio recorded a further fall compared to 2023. In 2024, Italian exports of machine tools only increased, even if just by a little compared to the previous year. The performance of overseas sales was positive in the first 3 quarters of the year, then becoming negative in the last part of the year. The most important export market for Italian production was the United States, followed by Germany, China, France, and Turkey. The success of Italian companies overseas was confirmed by the rise in the shares of exports in some of the major world markets. A 41.6% share of Italian exports was directed to European Union countries. Sales to North America covered 22.1%. Deliveries to Asia absorbed 18.7% of total exports. Exports to non-EU Europe, stable in fourth place in the ranking of destination areas, accounted for 11%. Italian machine tool sales to South America decreased, acquiring 2.8% of total exports. The weight of exports to Africa increased slightly to 2%. International geopolitical instability, together with the great weakness of the Italian marketplace, made 2024 a particularly complicated year for Italian manufacturers. For 2025, there is a concern that new factors of uncertainty, first and foremost President Trump's threatened tariff policy, may weigh on the year's outcome, despite a slight recovery in the activity on the domestic market.